working at Disney, they pretty much bought my childhood. So everything that I've ever dreamed of animating, they've bought it. Same with all the animators that I work with. It's their dream job to be able to work with some of these iconic characters that they've dreamed of working with. In the beginning of the project, we find out what we're working on, and then everybody just starts scavenging the internet for as much as we could find. We were doing some stuff for the Tauntaun. Since it was all claymation stuff, the animations in it, actually, they're hard to get it, but we're pulling everything we can to make it as true to the property, because there are fans out there that love Yoda, and they need it to be Yoda. I remember on Infinity 1, we had Jack Skellington, and I went to YouTube, and someone said, "Oh, they're doing Jack Skellington. I bet they're not going to do the animations right." And I saw that, and I'm like, "Uh-oh." And I went to the animator that's working on Jack Skellington. I'm like, "You better nail this." To this day, I feel horrible about it, but Baymax. When we were getting the concept from Disney Feature, they were telling us he's a karate guy. And when we first see this big robot, we're like, karate? How does that work?
But you see an early screening, but it's still just kind of rough.
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't though. So Baymax, when you look him in the film, he kind of walks like a little baby, like little short steps. We were close to done, and we get this feedback, say, we don't walk like a big running slouch or anything, it's short steps, and we're like, we can't get that in. To this day, I feel horrible about it, and I think we might actually go in and fix it if we can. When you think of Infinity, it has so many avatars. I think it's 90. I was asked at a meeting about how we fit all these characters on disk, and we have a process in which we share some really fundamental base animation sets. So we can get a character in the game and running within 5 minutes. We can go in here and say, let's make her walk like Aladdin. And so we have these characters, and we kind of, in the beginning, we kind of just go shopping a little bit to find out how they should be moving. This is actually Darth Maul's walk. In general, we know what an avatar needs to be unique, and that is, it needs a really good walk cycle, like a jump. The stuff that gamers, they see all the time. Like when you hit a character and it splats on the ground, you need that animation, but do you care if it's unique to Darth Maul? So what our tool allows us to do is it allows us to go in and spend the time on the animations that players really see. Any given avatar, I think there's around 800 animations. It adds up. Like currently right now on disk, there's 20,000 animations. All the avatars are on disk. We have them from Infinity 1, 2, and 3. It's 20,000. That's just for avatars. I'm not talking about mission givers or enemies and all that other stuff. And it gets bigger and bigger every year. So we have to be smart about how we're using our data, because that disk keeps getting smaller every year. So I think the coolest animations in Disney Infinity are the super moves and the combos. And this year, man, we totally upped the combos themselves. There's so many more attacks. There's in-air combos, there's on-ground combos, punching and kicking and shooting and you name it, we're doing it. So like the Jedi class characters will have more combo attacks than you would say like Mickey Mouse. It would be weird to have Mickey Mouse doing like crazy aerials and all that kind of stuff, because it doesn't fit his character as much.
So isn't everybody just gonna want to play as a Jedi all the time then?
I would. So here we got Yoda. He's such a little guy, and his little floppy ears. But man, he kicks butt. He's awesome.
And so this is Ninja Theory doing these animations then?
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job.
Do you give more feedback, or does Lucas give more feedback?
Lucas always gives feedback.
Yes, okay.
Right now, we're towards the end of production. Most of the characters are in. Every little tweak you make makes huge changes in the game. So like if you had an opinion about a certain attack or a certain ability, it's a good chance we can get that in right now. Playing through the game and finding those little Easter egg things that we can add here or there. And when we play it, we'll find those things like, but I would love this if this did this or that. It's nice to be able to have tools which enable us to do that. I think that it has so much to offer, from playing the play sets and getting that environment of the storylines, being able to go into Toy Box and grab all those parts and pieces and making your own stories, and then being able to put in the teacup. Do you know that song? I don't know. There's something special about this. Oh yeah. It shoots confetti.
Oh, okay.
So He's gonna throw up now, just like I do when I go in teacups. In the end, that's what it is. It's getting the Disney magic and feeling and having it come through a game. Because you know when you're at Disneyland, you have that awesome experience and it's just so rich and full. And that's what we're trying to get. It's just getting that and put it in a game and then giving it to kids. Bomb and puking. And churros. Yeah, oh, the churros.